Captain America Complete Comic Series Part 4. When Captain America was in battle with the Iron Nail, the super soldier serum within Steve's body was neutralized, which caused him to age rapidly to match his chronological age of over 90 years. Following an attack on New York from Arnim Zola, Steve decided to appoint Sam Wilson as his successor. Not long after that, various Avengers and X-Men were inverted into villains and several villains inverted into heroism due to a miscast spell by the Scarlet Witch and Doctor Doom. Rogers not only coordinated the efforts of Spider-Man and the inverted villains, now called the Astonishing Avengers, but also donned his old armor to battle the inverted Sam until the heroes and villains could be returned to normal with the aid of the White Skull, the inverted Red Skull. Months earlier, a new threat had appeared before the Illuminati, that of the incursions, the collision of two universes' planets Earths, which ensured the destruction of at least one of those realities after opposing the Illuminati's willingness to probably destroy whichever Earth would encounter theirs. Steve was subjected to a mind wipe which made him forget his affiliation with the Illuminati. Shortly before losing the effects of the serum, Steve was exposed to the explosion of the Watcher's Eye, which revealed deep secrets related to them to those in its blast radius. Captain America remembered the mind wipe the Illuminati submitted him to, as well as their activities regarding the possible destruction of worlds, and confronted Iron Man about it. He decided that the Illuminati's actions shouldn't be tolerated, and disposed the Avengers to hunt them down. After falling into a trap set by the Illuminati, Steve was convinced to put their differences aside and start working together on a solution to save the Earth. When the final incursion was finally about to happen, and with only a few minutes before the event, Steve confronted Tony to settle up. The ensuing fight between the two old friends led Steve to force Tony to admit that he had lied to him and all of their allies, when he had known about the incursions all along, but Tony also confessed that he would not change anything of his course of action. The final incursion started, and Earth 1610's planet Earth started approaching Earth 616's planet Earth while Tony and Steve kept fighting. Earth 1610's SHIELD launched an invasion to Earth 616 and both Tony and Steve were crushed by a helicarrier. The two Earths ultimately collided, destroying each of the universes. When the universe was brought back to existence, so was Steve Rogers and the rest of the world. A few months after these events, he became the new Chief of Civilian Oversight for S.H.I.E.L.D., and returned to the Avengers Unity Division, now based in the Schaefer Theater. Steve became involved in a conflict at a clandestine SHIELD super prison named Pleasant Hill shortly after learning about it through the Winter Soldier. When Steve confronted Maria Hill about Pleasant Hill's existence, she personally gave him a tour and learned the place's true nature. Pleasant Hill was a prison disguised as a town where its superhuman inmates were turned into mild-mannered civilians with the use of a sentient cosmic cube named Kobik, who possessed the appearance and mentality of a little girl. The peaceful town soon became a war zone when a number of inmates led by Baron Zemo orchestrated a breakout after recovering their memories and powers while looking for Kobik to have her restore peace. Steve was brutally assaulted by Crossbones. On the brink of Steve's death, Kobik used her powers to seemingly restore him to his physical prime. Unbeknownst to anyone, Kobik had been secretly indoctrinated by the Red Skull in the ways of Hydra, avoiding detection by using her powers to exist both with him and her caretakers at the same time. Her innocently deranged set of values caused her to rewrite history and create a version of Captain America loyal to Hydra. This nefarious Captain America took Steve's place, while the real one became nothing but a memory inside Kobik's mindscape. This Hydra loyalist Captain America insidiously operated as a sleeper agent, manipulating events until all the pieces were in place to launch a conquest of the United States. Even going as far as to kill the Red Skull in cold blood when his guard was down and appointing himself as the supreme leader of the renamed Hydra Nation 150 during this time. The amnesiac remnant of Steve's true self wandered Kobik's mindscape, until he stumbled upon Kobik herself, whose physical body had been shattered into the several pieces of a cosmic cube. A contingent of superheroes possessing one of these fragments confronted the fascist Captain America, who held the power of almost the entirety of the cosmic cube. When the heroes tricked Captain America into completing the cube, the Winter Soldier reached into Kobik's mindscape, leading to Kobik bringing back to the real world the original Steve Rogers. An arduous battle ensued, during which the real Captain America defeated his nefarious counterpart.